Hello everybody and welcome to a new video, and in today's video we will be bringing back the news coverage for video games. And what specific video games? Oh, my favorite type, wrestling video games, because AEW just had a shit ton of stuff leak, including screenshots, match types that will possibly be in the game, and maybe a hint at what the release date will be. So with that said, we're about to get into it, and if you do like, please leave one and subscribe. But with that said, let's get into it. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to take a look at the first screenshot that I noticed when I saw the screenshots, and that is one that is looking to be taking place during gameplay and featuring some of the women's wrestlers that will be featured, Thunder Rosa and Kris Statlander. And it looks like they're in a no disqualification match. And I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely bringing back Here Comes the Pain vibes. As you can see, Thunder Rosa is using the fire extinguisher on Kris Statlander. We haven't been able to do that in any wrestling game since Here Comes the Pain, or something like that to that degree, because in the 2K games there are fire extinguishers, but only in the backstage, and 2K22 doesn't have it anymore, and you're not able to use it. Like, I think you could use it in 2K19, and if you could, then correct me if I'm wrong, but not to this level. You know, you couldn't bring one from under the ring. That's just what I'm assuming where they got it from, and use it within this match. And just the presentation alone, from the the top view of the ring, or the front view of the ring, is definitely bringing back Here Comes the Pain vibes. And just from this screenshot alone, I am definitely hyped. Okay, next screenshot up isn't really that that exciting, but it definitely gives you a good look at the crowd and some not confirmed superstars. I mean, I'm pretty sure they were gonna be in the game first of all, but they are here, and that is Jon Moxley being pinned by Kenny Omega. And man, I really am just interested to see, because we've seen the gameplay, but just to see how different each superstar will be playing in the game, and hopefully that each superstar feels drastically different, not just, copy and paste, and only a couple moves make them feel different. Now, if they do, then I'm like, that's alright, then, as long as the gameplay is, like, really fun. But I really hope Yuke's goes leaps and bounds above with this. But yeah, just nothing more to talk about with this screenshot. Okay, next one up, we're gonna be definitely getting the confirmation of more stars that will be in the game. And that is not Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley and Hangman Adam Page. And man, this right here definitely screams SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, because that was the first game that introduced the physics engine to the SmackDown vs. Raw series, in my opinion, because in that one you can break ladders, you can break tables, the tables would stay there, same with the ladders, you could break the chairs, and man, just this right here gives me those vibes tenfold, but combined with Here Comes the Pain. And woo, man, I'm just super happy more stars are being confirmed by the news release, because a couple months ago we also got the possibly leaked roster in that CM Punk will be in the game, Bryan Danielson will be in the game, and Adam Cole will be in the game. And I think Keith Lee was mentioned, but I'm not sure. But if all goes well, we could be getting all current AEW stars in the game at release. And if we do, then that's a definite check mark on my hopefulness, and definitely a reason why I would buy the game. But we don't know until we know. But with that said, let's move on. Now the next one up is going to be Kenny Omega, the Fallen One-Winged Angel, delivering a brutal V-trigger to Chris Jericho, who, was confirmed from the game back from the reveal trailer back in 2019, I believe. And man, if these are the type of camera angles we're gonna get during gameplay, then man, it's definitely it's looking to be going for that TV feeling, especially with what 2K claimed to do with 2K22, and they've done a good job in capturing those on TV moments within the camera angles. But this one just, I'm definitely getting a TV broadcast sort of vibe from the gameplay. Now, would be doing that the entire match? We don't know until we know. I mean, this could just be a replay, but who knows? Who knows? You don't know until you know. But it's definitely a great screenshot. And then in the final screenshot, I was speaking about a possible replay angle earlier. This one is definitely a replay angle confirmed by the, logo in the bottom left corner. And, man, it just another, a really good screenshot in my opinion. And it definitely confirms Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega will be in the game. No surprise that Kenny Omega will be in the game. He's one of the VPs, executive vice presidents. And Jon Moxley, I mean, he has been with the company since 2019, so it'd be really surprising if he wasn't in the game. But man, with all these screenshots released, I'm gonna keep looking over them and just getting hyped with every screenshot and video that is released. But we're not done today with news coverage, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, because we have the possibly leaked match types and maybe a possible release date. So, with that said, let's get into those bits. Now, with the release date part, nothing interesting really, just a placeholder date as of now. But since it does have a placeholder date, and it is up for pre-order on Amazon UK, that screams that they're getting pretty close to done. And I mean, this game was announced back in 2019, so that's like 3-something years, really. And they could be almost finished or not even finished. But, a placeholder release date is definitely a good sign that the game is nearing being finished. But I really hope it's released when it's ready, because I hear people talking about, oh, the graphics suck. Yeah, that should not matter at all. That should not matter in a game, for whatever game it is. Doesn't matter. This is Yuke's. They go for gameplay fun over realistic graphics. They are not 2K. They are Yuke's. They are the people that have brought you some of the best wrestling games of your lifetime. AKA, Here Comes the Pain, Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, one of my personal faves, and all the other SmackDown vs. Raws, especially 2006. So, if you really aren't gonna buy a game because of graphics, then that's your boat. But me, I'm all in. But now we move on to the possibly leaked matches. And we're gonna start out with some of the key listings on the match types that will be available, alongside the standard singles, tag, and multi-person bouts are ladder and Falls Count Anywhere. So there are going to be those 3 normal ones, so singles, tag, and multi-person. So, you could think Fatal 4-Way, 6-man, so on and so forth. But then we get into, the special types with ladder and Falls Count Anywhere. I'm not really surprised that they're going to have a ladder match going off just their company's history, and Falls Count Anywhere as well. But the 2 that really, one of them definitely explodes excitement into my head is going to be the Casino Battle Royal. Not really surprised to see that, because that's been with the company ever since they started, or at least the year after they started. But one synonymous match type that is possibly going to be in the game is going to be the exploding barbed wire deathmatch. That infamous, brutal one with Kenny Omega and Jon Moxley. That ended very weak, but I still love that match just based off Kenny Omega's and Jon Moxley's just moves and so on. And yeah, the explosion was a dud, but hey, what are you gonna do? You can go back and rectify it, or just, not mention it again. And I kind of hope, they seem to have rectified it in that barbed wire everywhere match with Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston. And, if you're going to just have it but call it something different, then, that works too. But I kind of, I kind of look at it in the Hell in a Cell aspect, or the Hell in a Cell point of view. Now, this is just a different mindset of mine, but, I think it was the first ever Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker. No, it wasn't the first. I don't think it was one of the first, but, we're going off significant moment-wise. The one between Undertaker and Mankind was brutal as hell, and we all know why. 2 significant moments, but one very brutal moment, and that is the moment Undertaker threw Mankind off the top of the cell through the announce table. And you look back at that in today's mindset and Tony Khan's possible mindset, and you're just like, oh, well, the explosion didn't work the first time. I don't think we're ever going to do that again. To where you look at it like the WWE mindset, and I hope it's like the WWE mindset, to where, it's like, yeah, but we had, a really, that was very brutal to watch and crazy, and Mankind is still alive to this day, and he didn't die from that, but that didn't stop them from putting on multiple Hell in a Cell matches since then, and, it's overdone, especially due to the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, but hopefully Tony Khan can look back on that and do it again in the future, but make sure that it works within the company when on the night of the event. Maybe he can, or maybe he'll just put it in video games. Which, if that's the case, then that's great, because you're not deleting history from your guys' company. And either way, I can work with, but this is definitely getting me excited, because back when the game was first announced, I was really just going off the company's vibes and how they treated pro wrestling, and it's like, well, this is a really good way to do pro wrestling. The matches were great, the roster is fantastic, so I'm just like, oh man, everybody that is signed with the company now will probably be in the game. And going off the screenshots, we got Kenny Omega, we got Chris Jericho from the reveal trailer, plus we're getting intergender matches, plus we're getting Hangman Adam Page and Jon Moxley, and if the elite roster is real and is proven right, then we got Adam Cole, CM Punk, and Bryan Danielson, and that right there is just why I think I'll inch closer towards the AEW games, especially if it releases early next year or middle of next year or whenever, than 2K games, because you look at 2K23 and I'm kind of excited, but the only reason I'm excited is to see if 2K will actually do anything different, because 2K22 is fun. But in my opinion, all it is 2K20, but fixed, and just slapped another title on it. There's no new match types. There's no there's a great roster. Like, I'm happy they got Swerve Scott and Karrion Kross and Keith Lee and Jeff Hardy and all the people that aren't in the company now and are with AEW in the game. But 2K23, the only thing they have, if they don't include anything else, is Cody. But you can download him on 2K22 right now, and yeah, he doesn't have the music, but you can edit that in yourself if you're playing games, or if you're on PC, you can just, mod that in. But, like, I really hope 2K23 competes with AEW, because if they have all of the match types that they have had in their company up to now in the game, and 2K23 doesn't have any new match types, like, I don't know, a match type that has been in the company for years, War Games, going off NXT's tenure, and, if they don't have any of that, then it's like, what are you adding to the table? What are you really adding to the table? And it creates an interesting outlook, and I'm really interested to see what happens. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, going off these bits of info, what do you think will happen? Are you excited? We will be seeing. But until then, see you all in the next one, and bye-bye.